Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Capricorn for the rest of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. This mid-month update for August. As always, do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you, Capricorn. We'll go ahead and get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. All right, energy on the bottom. You do have the Hermit. All right, so the Hermit here, this can be a card that, the Hermit, it can indicate that during this period of time, you may undergo some level of like self-study, or you may really try to find, it's a card that indicates mastery, okay? Mastery and wisdom. The Hermit is presumably a master. So in experiencing that, or in creating some level of mastery, self-mastery, you may do some study or some investigation, like internally, right? This is an idea, or this is the idea that some of you may retreat and kind of like, even on a more extreme note, go into like some period of isolation because you feel like you need space, you need time, you need space and time to think and find the answers to something, right? So it's kind of a deep message, but kind of like on a much lighter note, some of you may feel like you're ready to achieve mastery in a particular area, It feels like you're the last earth sign I'm doing. It feels like, for the earth signs, for whatever reason, during this period of time, there's something about knowledge, like knowledge acquisition, learning something. Like everyone has had, all the earth signs have had a message, connected to that in some way. So let's try to get some more details on this reading here, right? So you have a really positive set of cards. I love that you have the Ten of Cups, and yes, I do love that you have the Death card. We'll break that down, as I like to do in these readings. And there's even some abundance here. And this may even, remember, there are like many forms of abundance. Financial abundance is just one form. There's maybe some like really, really happy type of energy that's showing up, which is a form of abundance. Happiness is a form of abundance. That is definitely on the board here for you. But right away in the middle, you have the Chariot. Chariot is all about successfully going forward on something. It's all about victory and triumph and success in the tarot. And I do think that some of you may have had a major win here in the past, or some of you are gearing up for a major win in your life. Intuitively, this feels like it's something connected to an action that you've taken, and you feel proud of that action you've taken here, okay? And this could be something as simple as like, okay, I've always wanted to learn how to, I don't know, be a chef, or I've always wanted to learn how to do painting or sculpting or whatever, or I've always wanted to travel to this place. And some of you may have created a major win for yourself, or you may be on sort of that may be on the horizon for you. This is also the idea of as above, so below. You can see the star pattern on the canopy above the Chariot here, above the person. This indicates the universe. The sphinxes indicates Earth. And the idea here is that, like, the actions we take in life really are very important. They really do reflect back to us. And I think that there is some sort of like action or step that you've taken here that is sort of like showing up for you as a win during this time. Let's go ahead and move to the first column. You have the Justice card, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this Justice card is also about your actions. This is a major card of karma. It says basically everybody gets the outcome they deserve, and I think you deserve a major win. Okay, you deserve a big win here because of you've put yourself in some really solid position to receive an offer with the Page of Cups. Some offer of happiness here with the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. This, by the way, you do have a fertility symbol here. You do have a fertility signature here in the tarot with the Empress, Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. Some of you may be adding, there may be a new family member on the way here. Just as a side note, I did want to throw that out there. And if you're not trying at this time, just also throwing that out there, okay? So it also may mean one of your children are also, bringing someone new into the world, depending on where you are. But I would, going back here for more people, right, there's some solid action or routine, some sort of solid action or step that you've taken that seems to be very good for you. The Justice card also can indicate just generally creating balance and harmony in one's life. Some of you, I think, are realizing the importance of like a work-life balance. It's just coming into my mind here because you have all of these cups, right? Cups, well, you have 3, but they're really sticking out to me here. Cups connect to like happiness, right? In the tarot. And, what is like making a lot of money without being happy, right? It will make life easier, but, if you're not happy in the process, I think some of you are sort of like figuring that out. And I think that there's some sort of like work-life balance or like happiness balance, I will say, right? I'll just throw that out there. I don't know what that means, but happiness balance, right? You're creating some new happiness here and maybe balancing out like always needing to go, Capricorn, with bringing in something into your life that makes you happy even. And I think that this is probably connected to a major win. I keep saying that, but it feels very strong here with that Chariot in the middle. You then here have the Queen of Pentacles. This could be your energy. It could really be any earth sign, but the Queen of Pentacles, this does talk about your habits and your routines and how they really support you in your growth. So you can see there's confirmation after confirmation around that topic in this reading that keeps showing up. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, they've gotten to their throne by having, being first one in the office, last one to leave, so to speak. This is also somebody who's very able to give you like trusted advice, right? Trusted advice as well when you get the Queen of Pentacles. Similar vibe to the Hermit, and this person sort of in a certain way like achieved mastery. In the middle here, you have the Ten of Cups, the Chariot, and the King of Swords. All right, so between the Ten of Cups and the Sun, these are the 2 happiest cards in the tarot. You have one of them, you have the Ten of Cups. You can see this image here of the family in the, I don't know what you want to call it, in the foreground here, having an amazing day, right? And it's sort of like an idyllic scenario here. They own the home in the background. They're having an amazing day. They've achieved total happiness in this moment. And so I think that for me, I don't know if this is, it could be around like you having something to celebrate here with that Ten of Cups and the Chariot. But I also think that more so there's a sense of achievement. And I think that you've probably fulfilled some important goal here, and maybe it is a family goal, maybe it's something else. This is a real estate card. There's a house in the background, so that the family owns in the card. So I always like to suggest that it may be a real estate card. By the way, the Chariot is a card associated with vehicles as well, cars, vehicles as well. So some of you here, these sorts of topics, like financial topics, could be showing up for you during this period of time. You then have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is all about kind of like cutting to the root of a situation or a scenario here, Capricorn. And I would say that this card shows up in legal readings. And the thing is, you do have Justice and the King of Swords. These cards can both indicate legal situations. I always like to remind people, like when I say that in a reading, that marriage is a legal situation, right? We're reading cards here, so we have to kind of take everything into consideration. So maybe there is an opportunity for like a really deep commitment to somebody through marriage, or just like a very long-term commitment to somebody here with this legal energy that's showing up. This may also just indicate that there are some formalities in your situation that you're going through. You got a new car, you got to sign off on the paperwork. You bought a new home or sold a home, you got to go through the paperwork, and you also have to speak with the loan officer, work with the real estate agent, get the title transferred, these sorts of things. Like, there could be some just formalities that you're dealing with here at this period of time, but generally this is all good. It feels like these are all wins for you, okay? The wins are stacking up for you here, okay? Here. And as it relates to this idea of mastery here on the bottom, I'm trying to fit that in somehow. The Hermit, it may just mean that there's a lot going on here, and you need a little bit of space and time. I do strongly also believe that some people are learning something throughout all of this, which is maybe why the Hermit is on the bottom. But when we go through the clarifications portion, I'll try to get some more details on what's going on there with that. But in the final column, you do have the Death card, the Seven of Cups, and the Empress. So the Empress, like I said, I said that there is some type of, at the very beginning of this reading, I said there's some type of abundance available to you. Feels like we don't have, do we have Pentacles? We have one Pentacle card. Yeah, it feels like abundance of a different nature, right? So to me, it's really the main abundance in this card, in this reading, would be like the Ten of Cups and the Chariot. Okay, that would be, for me, as the reader looking at this. So, creating a win is definitely a sense of abundance, or a type of abundance. Having like some sort of like total happiness moment here with your family or with your friends or just for yourself is also a sense of abundance. So something like this, I think, is definitely stacking up for you. You then hear with the Empress, additionally, this is about fertility. There may be fertile ground for you to sort of move into a new phase, or in this case, create a transformation as well in your life with the Death card here. So the Death card, it definitely says that there is change on the horizon, but it feels like there is, as I stated, fertile ground for you to initiate some level of change. You then here have the Seven of Cups, which is all about choices that are available to you. Again, this idea of abundance, you have an abundance of choices and options that you can go down or experience here. I need some more details, okay? So let's dive into the clarifications portion of this reading. We're gonna go ahead and start off by pulling some oracle cards for you, and then we'll move into the tarot clarifications. All right. All right, and we'll also take this one. Energy on the bottom, you do have Amethyst. Metamorphosis, you are in a vortex of deep transformation. There we go. Surrender to the process that's unfolding. Okay. There is a surrender to the process that's unfolding. I almost feel like some of you are waking up at this period of time, like starting your day and just saying, like, what a blessing it is to be here now, Like, I get an image of you being very, how do I say, grateful, but also I get an image of you basically feeling like you've achieved something great, okay? And this is kind of what I've been trying to bring across to you in this reading, where, yeah, there's like a real sense of achievement here. You have Uriel, there it is, learning experience. Take time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. And then Azrael, transcendence, you wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. And yeah, maybe this achievement that you're creating here has come after some difficulty. And just owning that is a part of your story, that's a part of your path. But this Uriel card here, it really is like the Hermit, And I think there's a real opportunity. Some of you may be going back to school, or there's something like that just feels intuitively in this reading like it's a thing. You have Raziel, the inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. You then have Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. Okay, and then the final card here is Hope, authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. That card, I think, is everybody's pulled that hope card. Something about authenticity right now for everyone. It's not easy to do this 100% of the time, but trying to be as authentic as you can in your choices, can really, really be beneficial. So let's go ahead and let's pull some tarot cards here to clarify these. Now, as always, Capricorn, really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I do hope things are going well for you. All right. Had to get 2 shuffles there, so let's now take a look. All right. 10 of Cups again. Amazing. The Star, amazing. And 8 of Swords, okay. We'll talk about that. I think some of you here, some of you may have been involved in like a legal battle or something like this with the Justice card and the 10 of Cups, that's been a success for you, okay? Almost feels like justice is on your side here. Okay, again, this idea of as above, so below, and also authenticity, like truth prevailing type of energy, and you feel like maybe even validated in some respects in some area of your life, if it's not a legal situation, but in some area of your life, you feel validated. There's a sense of achievement on this reading, and this idea of validation that's showing up. It's probably because of all the work you've done that's finally paying off. The Star card is a major wish card, especially with the Page of Cups. I would say, at the beginning of this year or maybe last year, is there some wish you've planted or some wish you've cast out to the universe? Because I think you're reeling that back in. I think that's coming. I think that's returning home to you here. Okay, Page of Cups offers, and especially with the cups, it being a Page of Cups instead of like a Page of Pentacles or a Page of Wands. Page of Cups really can connect to your dreams, okay? Maybe some of you, this could be like, okay, I've always wanted to start a family, or, I wanted to take the next step in this relationship, or start this business, move up in my career, whatever it is. I feel like this is one of your goals that you've had, and you could be at a critical point with that, where it could be coming in here with that Star card. You then here have the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. So this may feel like a restriction in your area, in some area of your life, a restriction in some area of your life. So, usually it shows up in the mind, right, where you're feeling like a little bit confused, or like there's no way out, or trapped, or something like this here with that 8 of Swords. Let's see what else we have. 9 of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. Ace of Swords, and the Magician. Okay, the reason I love the 9 of Pentacles so much is, nines connect to the self, and you have that with the Hermit, which is also the number 9 major arcana. And specifically the 9 of Pentacles, probably my favorite 9 card, is about financial independence. It's about your self-worth, but most importantly, your ability to sustain yourself, right? The ability to provide for yourself. And to get to the 9 of Pentacles means that you have built something. This person here, it's maybe hard to see in this illustration, but they're surrounded by grapes and pentacles. Grapes provide them with life. Pentacles, is a part of sustaining themselves as well. And then they also have a friend, like a pet or whatever, that can represent many things in their life, such as hobbies, interests, talents, these sorts of things. When you get this 9 of Pentacles, this person sort of achieved, can we say, total mastery over their self with the Hermit and the 9 of Pentacles, right? This idea of mastery. Maybe that's why the Hermit is here on this reading. I have a feeling that there's some area here that you've mastered, and there's a real sense of accomplishment and achievement and even validation in going through this. You do have the Ace of Swords. There is a group of people in this reading that in the past you've maybe dealt with a legal scenario. The Ace of Swords is a card you want to see in that because it is a victory. Swords, out of all of the suits, can connect to communication, thoughts, and also the legal part of life as well. So it would generally be a card that you like to see. It can indicate a breakthrough, not just in legal situations, but generally as well, and also a new beginning. So finally, the Magician here is a card of manifestation, and it says that you have everything you need. I think that some of you have completed something. Okay, like I think some of you are. I think the majority of you here actually are like lifelong learners, meaning you'll always be in like a constant state of learning, which I think is great. But in one area, you have all the skills, you have all the knowledge, you have all the talents, and now it's sort of like time to put, now it's time to take action. And through taking action, you can manifest. That's what the Magician is all about. So there's maybe, I think this is kind of like, this is making sense now. Why the Hermit is here with the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have. You have the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so let me just do a quick... Okay, so we have two twos. All right, so 222 is a great number, a great spiritual number. You may actually end up seeing that number. Obviously, we just got two twos, but you may end up seeing that spiritual number 222 on the clock or the dashboard or whatever the case may be. But I will say that the Two of Swords, it's sort of like there's a change on the horizon for you. There's a change coming for you with the Death card. The Two of Swords may suggest that you're maybe a little bit resistant to the change, okay? So I have a feeling here, I was just looking at the Oracle cards, this idea of, this is the one I was looking for on the bottom. Surrender to the process that's unfolding, okay? When you see the Death card show up in a reading, it's sort of like this change or whatever is coming forward for you is inevitable. And this idea of resistance here with the Two of Swords is kind of like, how do I say, not exactly helping you accelerate the process. You then have the Two of Wands, which can indicate major potential in the tarot. And I think with all of the options here on the table for you, there are a lot of paths available with the Seven of Cups, and many of them have great potential with the Two of Wands. And again, you have sort of like put yourself in that position. And then the Queen of Cups is another card that's great for dreams. And what did I say? I was looking for a third two. Here it is finally on the bottom. I definitely think many people will be seeing the number 222. For me, when I see that number, it always is an indicator that I'm on the right path, in my scenario. So Two of Cups beyond that can talk about significant partnerships or unions as well. So why don't we just close this reading out? What an amazing reading. Why don't we close this reading out here by taking a look at the Kipper cards and see what's in the Kipper energies for you. All right. You have Gift, Mature Man, Poverty, Coffin, Concern, and Main Male. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I did talk about legal situation. Maybe there was like an inheritance or something like this that some of you have, especially with Gift, some of you have received here, for sure. And that just kind of is maybe in the process of wrapping up or has already wrapped up, but I think that there could be timelines and developments in that area here. There may have been like multiple people here, Mature Man, Main Male, and this may also have been something that was heavy on your mind here for a while. But regardless, I think this is where I'm going to leave you with this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.